Have you ever found yourself reaching for something on a high shelf, only to feel a sudden wobble in your legs? Or maybe stepping off the curb feels just a little more nerve-wracking than it used to? If that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. As we get older, keeping our balance isn't just about walking straight, it's about keeping our independence, our confidence, and frankly, our peace of mind. The good news? It's never too late to take control of your balance. In fact, you can actually improve it, yes, even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond, by doing a few simple, gentle exercises that don't require a gym membership, fancy equipment, or anything more than your body and a few minutes of your day. So today, we're going to talk about something incredibly important and practical. 6 easy exercises you can start doing right now to improve your balance and reduce your risk of falls. These aren't workouts meant to make you sweat buckets or leave you sore for days. They're about strengthening the muscles that keep you steady, enhancing coordination, and training your body to respond better to the little stumbles and missteps that happen in daily life. Let's start with something very simple, but incredibly effective. Imagine standing in your kitchen, waiting for the kettle to boil, or brushing your teeth at the sink. That's the perfect time to try our first move, the single leg stand. Now don't worry, you're not going to be balancing like a flamingo in yoga class. This is more grounded than that. All you do is stand near a sturdy chair or the kitchen counter, hold on lightly for support, and lift one foot off the ground just a few inches. Keep your back straight and your gaze forward. Hold it for 10 seconds if you can. Then slowly lower your foot and switch sides. Try doing this a few times a day, maybe while you're waiting for your toast to pop up or your coffee to brew. You'll be surprised how quickly your ankles and core start to feel more engaged. At first, you might feel a little wobbly, and that's okay. That wobble is your body waking up muscles that haven't been used in a while. It's like teaching your inner stabilizers to wake up and do their job again. And over time, this one little move can go a long way in helping you feel steadier when you're walking around the house or stepping into the shower. Once you're feeling more confident with that, you can take things a tiny step further with something called heel-to-toe walking. Sounds fancy, right? But really, it's just walking in a straight line, placing the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of the other foot with each step. Like you're walking on a tightrope, except on your living room floor. Again, hold onto a wall or counter for support if needed. Walk 10 steps forward, then turn around and come back. This simple exercise helps your brain and body work together to improve coordination and balance. It's especially helpful because it mimics the kind of narrow walking paths we sometimes have to navigate in real life, like walking between furniture or stepping through a doorway. You're not just training your feet. You're training your brain to respond better in situations where you might have slipped or tripped in the past. And here's the secret sauce with both of these exercises: consistency beats intensity every time. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing up every day if possible. That's how progress is made, not through big leaps, but tiny steps done again and again. Now, while those exercises are helping to train your balance from the ground up, let's not forget about what holds everything together: your core muscles. Your belly, back, and hips, these are your body's foundation. If your core is weak, it's like trying to balance a tree with a wobbly trunk. But don't worry, getting your core stronger doesn't mean doing crunches on the floor. A simple and much more comfortable move to start with is the see-a-knee lift. Just sit upright on a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor and your hands resting on your thighs. Now slowly lift one knee toward your chest while keeping your back tall. Hold it for a second, then lower it and switch to the other leg. That's it. This exercise gently engages your lower abdominal muscles without straining your back. And the best part? You can do it while watching TV, chatting on the phone, or waiting for dinner to finish cooking. It strengthens your core, improves your posture, and even helps with mobility in your hips. All of that adds up to better balance and fewer unexpected tumbles. You might notice that the more you move, the more your body wants to move. That's your natural vitality coming back to life. A lot of times, people assume that aging automatically means slowing down, becoming fragile, or needing help. But the truth is, you have more control over that than you think. Your body is incredibly adaptable, no matter your age. You just have to give it a little nudge in the right direction. And sometimes, that nudge is just as simple as standing on one foot or walking in a straight line across the living room. Balance isn't something we think about much until we start to lose it. But when we actively work to maintain it, it's like rediscovering a quiet strength inside us. One that says, I'm still here. I'm still strong. And I'm still moving forward. So if you've ever felt hesitant getting out of bed in the morning, or unsure stepping into the bathtub, or even nervous about walking on uneven ground, these exercises are for you. They're not just movements. They're acts of self-care, of confidence, of saying yes to more freedom and less fear. And speaking of that, let's keep going. Now that you've started waking up those stabilizing muscles and engaging your core, you might already be feeling a bit more grounded, a bit more aware of how your body moves. That's wonderful progress. And now, let's keep building on that momentum. One of the best ways to improve your balance is by strengthening the muscles around your hips and legs, the ones that carry you from room to room, help you climb stairs, and keep you steady when you reach down to pick something up. For that, let me introduce you to a very gentle but powerful move, the side leg raise. Start by standing tall behind a chair or countertop, holding on lightly for balance. Slowly lift one leg out to the side, keeping your toes pointing forward, not up, and your body upright. You're not trying to go high. Just enough to feel your outer hip and thigh working. Hold for a second or two, then gently lower it down. Switch sides and repeat. This movement activates those key muscles around your hips, which are often overlooked but absolutely essential for steady walking and good posture. You'll feel a subtle burn, and that's a good thing. That's your body waking up strength it may have forgotten it had. And remember, don't rush. It's not about speed, it's about control. Smooth and steady wins this race. And if you're thinking, but my balance is really off, I'm afraid I might tip over, let me reassure you, it's perfectly okay to keep both hands on the chair at first. The goal isn't to be perfect today. The goal is to show up today. Little by little, the more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Now let's take a moment to appreciate something we often overlook, the simple act of shifting your weight. It sounds almost too basic to matter, right? But this small movement is the foundation of everything from walking and turning to reaching and bending. Here's how you can practice it. Stand with your feet about hip width apart, again near something sturdy like a counter. Slowly shift your weight to your right foot, gently lifting your left heel off the floor. Feel that pressure in your standing leg? That's your body learning to hold its ground. Then shift back to center, and move your weight onto the left foot, lifting the right heel. This subtle side-to-side motion teaches your brain and muscles to work together to control your center of gravity. It's incredibly helpful, especially for preventing those little stumbles that happen when we turn quickly or lose focus. Think of it as reminding your body how to catch itself before a fall happens. And you don't have to carve out special time in your day to do this. You can shift your weight while brushing your teeth, waiting in line at the pharmacy, or standing at the sink. It's not about adding more to your to-do list, it's about turning everyday moments into opportunities for strength. Of course, no conversation about balance would be complete without mentioning the ankles. Yes, your ankles. They're like the shock absorbers of your body, and they play a huge role in keeping you steady. Weak ankles are like shaky table legs, things just don't feel secure. That's why this next movement is so helpful, heel and toe lifts. Stand behind a chair again for support. First, slowly rise up onto your toes, hold for a second or two, then lower back down. Next, rock gently back onto your heels, lifting your toes off the floor. These two simple motions, going up on your toes and back on your heels, help strengthen the muscles in your calves, ankles, and feet. It might feel a little awkward at first, especially the toe lifts. But stick with it. This move increases your ankle flexibility and helps train your feet to grip and stabilize on uneven ground, like gravel paths, grassy parks, or even just a slightly wrinkled rug. And if your ankles tend to feel stiff in the morning, this is a great one to do right after you wake up. Just a few reps while holding onto the dresser or edge of the bed can help get the blood flowing and make your steps feel more secure. What's beautiful about all of these exercises is that they're not just about preventing something bad, they're about giving you something good. More confidence, more independence, more energy to do the things you love, whether that's gardening, playing with your grandkids, or taking that afternoon stroll around the block. Because here's the truth, the fear of falling doesn't just live in the body. It lives in the mind, too. And every time you move with intention, every time you challenge your balance just a little bit, you're telling both your body and your brain, I've got this. Even if it's just a few minutes each day, that consistent effort adds up. You may not notice a huge difference overnight, but after a few weeks, you might realize you're walking taller, stepping more confidently, maybe even dancing a little in the kitchen again when your favorite song comes on. And isn't that the real goal here? Not just to avoid falls, but to live with more ease, more joy, more movement, and less fear? You're not too old. You're not too late. And your body hasn't given up on you. In fact, it's waiting for you to give it a reason to shine again. So if you've made it this far in the video, Take a moment to be proud of yourself. You're not just sitting back and letting time pass. You're showing up for your health, for your future, and for the life you still want to live, fully and vibrantly. Now let's keep going. You've already made amazing progress just by being here, listening, and imagining yourself moving through these exercises. That spark, the one that made you click on this video, is a powerful thing. It means you care about staying strong, steady, and independent. And honestly, that's something worth celebrating. Let's keep going and round out our journey with one final exercise that brings it all together. We've worked the legs, the hips, the core, and even the ankles. But now, let's focus on something just as crucial, movement with intention. Picture this, you're walking across the room to answer the phone. Maybe there's a small rug, a magazine on the floor, or even just a shift in lighting that makes the path a little tricky. In that moment, it's not just your muscles that keep you safe, it's your ability to react, to shift your weight, to adjust your step. That's where the marching in place exercise comes in. It might sound too simple to matter, but this movement packs a punch when it comes to improving balance, coordination, and leg strength. You don't need any equipment, just a clear space and a steady surface nearby in case you need support. Stand tall, shoulders relaxed, feet about hip width apart. Then slowly lift one knee up as if you were marching, hold it for a second, and lower it back down. Then lift the other knee. Keep going at your own pace. As you get more comfortable, swing your arms naturally as if you're out for a brisk walk. You're not aiming for speed, you're aiming for rhythm and control. Marching in place strengthens your legs, engages your core, and helps your body practice what it needs to do in real life. Walk with intention, step with purpose, and respond with stability. If you do this every day, even just for a minute or two, you'll likely notice that walking becomes a little easier, a little lighter. That sense of I might fall starts to fade, replaced by a quiet confidence that says, I can do this. And you know what? You absolutely can. Let's take a moment now to breathe that in. Improving your balance doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't mean hours at the gym or doing anything that makes you feel uncomfortable or unsafe. It means finding a few moments each day to connect with your body, to move with intention, and to build strength from the ground up. Let's take a quick breath together, inhale and exhale. That right there? That's balance, too. Not just in your body, but in your life. So let's gently walk through what we've done. No pressure, no list, just a little reflection. You stood on one foot and reminded your body how to stabilize. You walked heel to toe and trained your coordination. You strengthened your hips with side leg lifts and activated your core with C and knee raises. You brought life back to your ankles with toe and heel lifts. And now, you've added marching in place to your routine, bringing together strength, rhythm, and flow. That's 6 small movements, each one simple on its own, but together, they form a routine that can truly change how you move through the world. And here's what I really want you to remember. This isn't about trying to be younger or fighting age. It's about embracing the body you have right now and giving it the care, attention, and movement it deserves. Every step you take, every lift, every breath, it's all a reminder that you are still growing, still thriving, still moving forward. You may not see dramatic changes overnight, but you will feel something shift, slowly and surely. Maybe it's more ease going up the stairs. Maybe it's the way you catch yourself when you trip on the edge of a carpet. Maybe it's just feeling steadier when you step out of bed in the morning. Whatever it is, it matters. These are the things that add up to a better quality of life, more freedom, more laughter, more memories made with the people you love. So keep going. Let this be the beginning of something beautiful and empowering. You've already taken the first step just by showing up and being curious. Now, imagine what could happen if you added just 5 more minutes of balance work to your day. Imagine how much stronger, steadier, and more confident you could feel in a month, or 2, or 6. And remember, you're not doing this alone. There are thousands of others just like you watching this, nodding their heads, deciding that today's the day they start moving again. You're part of a beautiful community of people who believe that age is not a limitation, it's an invitation to live with even more purpose. So before we end, I'd love to hear from you. What exercise are you most excited to try? Have you already started working on your balance? Share your story in the comments, we'd love to cheer you on. And if this video inspired you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We have so much more helpful, uplifting content coming your way, and we'd love for you to be part of it. And as you go about your day today, I hope you'll carry this thought with you. You are not fragile. You are not too old. And you are absolutely capable of creating strength, confidence, and balance in your life, one step at a time. Here's to walking taller, standing stronger, and living your best life at every age.